At 9:42 p.m., sitting alone in her car outside her apartment in Phoenix, Arizona, she stared at the glowing screen of her phone. The email was open. Subject line: Formal Report, Workplace Discrimination. Her thumb hovered over the send button while the desert wind pushed dust across the parking lot. She whispered to herself, "If I send this, everything changes." Then she pressed send. Her name was Elena Morales, 27 years old, first-generation college graduate, marketing analyst at a mid-sized tech company on the outskirts of the city. She wasn't famous. She wasn't political. She was the kind of person who triple-checked her work and apologized when someone else bumped into her. For nearly a year, Elena had documented small things, comments disguised as jokes, being left out of meetings she was supposed to lead, watching her ideas get praised only after someone else repeated them, being told she was too sensitive when she spoke up. A supervisor once laughed and said, "We just need someone who fits the culture better." Fits the culture. She began writing everything down in a small black notebook she kept in her bag: dates, times, who was present, exact words. She didn't trust her memory anymore because people kept telling her things hadn't happened the way she remembered. The final incident came on a Thursday afternoon. A campaign she had built from scratch, researched, tested, and pitched, was presented to upper management by her team lead. Her slides, her data, her words, but her name wasn't mentioned once. After the meeting, she asked about it. "You're overreacting," he said. "It's not about credit, it's about teamwork." That night, she decided to report it. The company handbook promised protection from retaliation. It promised confidentiality. It promised fairness. 3 days after she sent the email, things changed. Her keycard stopped working for the executive floor. Her access to shared drives was temporarily restricted. Colleagues who used to eat lunch with her suddenly had meetings. When she walked into the break room, conversations paused. On Wednesday morning, she was called into Human Resources. The HR manager smiled too much. "We take these concerns seriously," she said, folding her hands. "But we also have to evaluate performance objectively." Performance. Elena had never received a negative review. Her metrics were solid. Her clients were satisfied. But suddenly there was a pattern of communication issues, a lack of alignment with team dynamics. The meeting lasted 40 minutes. When she left, she felt smaller. That night, she texted her sister, Camila. "I think I made a mistake reporting it." Camila replied instantly, "You did the right thing. Don't let them scare you." The following week, Elena noticed a dark SUV parked across from her apartment building. It was there when she left for work. It was there when she came home. She told herself she was being paranoid. One evening, she walked to her car and saw the SUV's headlights flick on. It didn't move. It just idled. She drove away quickly, checking her rearview mirror. It followed. Not aggressively, not dangerously close, just far enough to stay unnoticed by anyone who wasn't looking for it. She took 3 random turns. It stayed behind her. Her heart pounded so loudly she could barely hear the radio. She pulled into a crowded gas station. The SUV kept driving. Maybe it was nothing. Maybe it was everything. At work, the atmosphere grew colder. She was removed from a major project due to restructuring. Her workload shrank. Her responsibility shifted to minor tasks. It felt like they were waiting for her to quit. One afternoon, she received an anonymous email from a private account. "You should drop it. It won't end well." No signature, no context, just that sentence. She forwarded it to HR. They replied 2 days later. "We cannot verify the source." The following Friday, Elena stayed late at the office. She wanted to finish a report before the weekend. Around 8:15 p.m., she packed her bag and walked to the parking garage. The building was mostly empty. As she approached her car, she felt it again, that strange awareness of being watched. The same dark SUV was parked 2 rows away. Engine off. Windows tinted. She froze. For a moment, nothing happened. Then the driver's side door opened slightly, as if someone inside had shifted their weight. Elena got into her car, locked the doors, and started the engine. Her phone buzzed. Unknown number. I let it ring. It rang again. And again. She drove out of the garage faster than usual. Halfway home, she realized the SUV wasn't behind her this time. When she reached her apartment, she called Camila. "I think someone's following me." Camila tried to calm her down.
Did you get the license plate? No, I couldn't see it. Maybe it's just coincidence. Elena wanted to believe that. Saturday morning, she checked her email. Subject line: Notice of administrative leave. The company claimed there had been concerns raised about her professionalism. Effective immediately, she was placed on unpaid leave pending investigation. Her complaint had turned against her. She sat on her couch staring at the screen for a long time. Then she opened her laptop and began organizing everything. Screenshots, messages, performance reviews, her black notebook entries. If they wanted to fight, she would fight properly. On Sunday night, Elena told her sister she was meeting a lawyer the next day. A friend had recommended someone who specialized in employment discrimination. Good, Camila said. Take control back. Morning, Elena left her apartment at 9:10 a.m. She wore a navy blazer and carrying a folder filled with documents. The security camera near the entrance captured her locking her door and walking toward her silver sedan. At 9:17 a.m., her car exited the parking lot. She never arrived at the lawyer's office. At 10:03 a.m., Camila received a text. Running late. Traffic. That was the last message anyone ever received from Elena. When she didn't answer calls by noon, Camila grew uneasy. By 3 p.m., panic set in. At 6 p.m., she reported her missing. Police traced Elena's phone to a stretch of highway just outside the city. Her car was found parked on the shoulder. Doors locked, keys missing. Her folder of documents lay on the passenger seat. Her phone was on the asphalt a few feet away. Screen cracked. There were no signs of struggle, no skid marks. No witnesses who remembered anything unusual. Security footage from nearby businesses showed a dark SUV passing through the area around the same time Elena's phone signal stopped. The license plate was unreadable. Investigators interviewed colleagues. Management expressed concern and cooperation. HR provided records suggesting Elena had been emotionally distressed in recent weeks. Emotionally distressed. The narrative was shifting. Online, her story began to circulate. Some believed she had been targeted for speaking up. Others suggested she staged her disappearance. A few claimed she simply ran away. Camila refused to accept any kind. My sister wouldn't disappear without a word, she told reporters. She was fighting. She had evidence. Months passed. The company quietly settled several unrelated complaints from other employees. Non-disclosure agreements were signed. No admission of wrongdoing. The dark SUV was never identified. 1 year later, Elena's case remains open. Her apartment lease expired. Her belongings were boxed and moved into storage. Her notebook sits inside one of those boxes. Pages filled with careful handwriting. Proof that she tried to be heard. Some believe her disappearance was random. A coincidence. Wrong place, wrong time. Others believe the timing was too perfect. She reported discrimination. She documented everything. She refused to stay silent. And just when she was about to take legal action, she vanished. If you listen closely to stories like Elena's, you begin to notice a pattern, not just of prejudice, but of power. Of how easily someone can be labeled unstable when they challenge authority. Of how quickly narratives can shift. Somewhere on a quiet stretch of highway, a phone lit up for the last time, and a woman who dared to speak up stepped into the unknown. What really happened to Elena Morales? Was it retaliation? Was it coincidence? Or was the truth buried the moment she pressed send? Her email is still in the company's server. Timestamped. Unread.